Former landlord, 48-year-old computer administrator Kenneth Strickland, for the return of rent and a water bill. Kenneth says Chevelle lied on her rental application.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 502 on the calendar in the matter of Lasai versus Strickland. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Lasai, you were a tenant of the defendants for 2 years, according to your complaint, and you claimed that for 2 years you overpaid him in rent.
Yes.
And you want to be reimbursed for that overpayment.
Yes.
The defendant seems to say that you caused all the problems yourself, and he owes you nothing. So let's get some dates and facts. What kind of property was this? It's a house or an apartment?
No, it was a house.
And when did you move into the house?
November 7th, 1998.
Did you have a lease?
Yes.
May I see the copy of the lease? Who moved into the house?
Me and my 2 kids.
Was that all the people who lived in the house?
Yeah, my boyfriend used to be there, but he didn't live there.
You still have the same boyfriend?
Yes.
How old are your 2 children?
11 and 8.
Is he the father of those 2 children?
No.
But he was your boyfriend in 1998? Where does he live?
In L.A.
And who does he live with?
His sister.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Right what?
Just what I said. Right. All right. So you, your 2 children, and your boyfriend were there most of the time?
Well, he always was in L.A. because it was so far. So some nights he'll come over and sleep over, but mainly he was in L.A. by his mother or his sister because, you know, it was too far.
Right. Okay. This is not your lease, madam. What
Yeah.
you handed me here, at least the first page of it, unless there was another lease.
That's the whole contract from Section 8.
I'm not asking you for the contract from Section 8
Well, that's
housing.
the only lease that I have, because that's how I got the house through Section 8. And that's the only lease that I have.
What was the entire rent that you were supposed to be paying pursuant to this lease agreement voucher program?
It's on one of those pages that's right up in there, 219.
It says the housing subsidy payment is $581,
81.
and the tenant's monthly payment shall be $219. Now, did the landlord get this $581 himself, directly from the state?
Yes, that's the contract.
Did you get
from
that
Section
directly
8.
from the state, $581?
Yes.
Okay. And she was supposed to give you, according to this, $219.
Yes.
Now, you moved in November 7th of 1998, and when did you vacate?
I didn't vacate till January the 9th when he moved my stuff out illegally.
Just a minute. January the 9th
Yes.
of 2001.
One.
And what rent were you paying?
For the whole, okay, I was paying $219 up until April 1999.
Okay, so up until April of 1999, you were paying what you were supposed to pay.
Yeah, $219.
And then what happened?
And then he said that the rent was going up, that I had to pay him the $620.
When did he tell you that?
That was in, I think it was March, because I have the first receipt that he handwritten right here for the $620.
So you started to pay him $620
Yes.
in
April, here you go, right here.
April of
1999.
in May of 1999. You
April.
said you paid him in
April.
April $219.
Not April, here you go. February the $219, here you go. And this the one April for 1999 for the $620.
Okay. So in April of 1999, you started to pay him $620.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you pay him the $620 from April 1999?
Yes.
Until you, you didn't hear my question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you pay him the $620 each month from April of 1999 until you vacated the house on January 9th of 2001?
No, I paid it from April to October. After October is when a big dispute came about. In November was when he said, don't pay nothing the rest of the 2 months while you're there. See, if I get to tell what really happened, then you'll see why. Nothing got paid in November, nothing got paid December, nothing got paid January. I was supposed to move out January the 21st is when he went in my home on the 9th and removed all my property, put half in storage, left half there.
I don't care about your property, madam.
Okay, well, that's
not
what
the
I'm
subject
saying.
of this
That's what
lawsuit.
it-
I'm only asking you about when you paid rent.
Up
So you
until
didn't-
October.
Did she pay in October?
She paid all but $120 of
In-
the $620 that she was paying me.
I gave him $500.
Just a second. But she still was overpaying.
I don't want to answer that question until I present my side of the case, ma'am.
Okay. Well, at least according to you, Miss Lassie, you paid for approximately 18 months, an additional $401 a month.
Yes.
That comes to $7,218.
Yes.
Which exceeds the limit of this court. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Limit of this court is $5,000. Okay, let me hear the story, Mr. Strickland.
On 9/26/98, Chevelle Lasai, she filled out an application rental for that home that we were speaking of. And I thought the application looked good. It indicated that she had a job making $3,800 a month. It also indicated that she was had a voucher program. She had a car, a 1998 Mustang, and her Social Security number was on there.
Do you have a copy of that application?
Absolutely.
Can I see it, please?
Okay, I'll just staple it. Rental application. I felt that it looked good, and we got together. We talked about renting the house. We made an agreement, signed a rental agreement prior to the section or the housing agency, and that's this right here.
May I see it, please?
And I was under the impression that she could pay that amount since she, expressly signed that contract. About a month later, the situation broke down as I got the information from the housing agency that she couldn't pay $1,251 and that they would only allow $800 because she didn't have a job. She was on welfare. And so that struck me kind of odd. So I called her up, went over there, and I asked her, I said, well, they're not going to allow you to have the $1,251, and I thought that you had a job that could to pay over this voucher amount. And so I asked her, why did she lie on the rental application? And he says, don't worry, we're going to pay you. And I said, what do you mean, we're going to pay you? And then at that time, her boyfriend came out and he says, Ken, we really like your house, man. Don't you worry about it. We're going to pay you, I said, well, I don't know about this because, I spent a lot of money getting this house prepared, and I also thought I had got someone in there that was truthful and honest, and that didn't turn out to be. By that time, I felt that this person was living there. Not only that, I noticed that she had 3 dogs, 2 out in the yard, 1 in the house, and they also had a bird, which was strictly prohibited by, the contracts that we signed.
So why don't you evict her?
Because it was a very tight spot for me.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't, Mr. Strickland.
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chevelle Lasai says former landlord Kenneth Strickland overcharged her for rent. Kenneth says Chevelle lied about her qualifications for Section 8.
Listen, were you working at air conditioning?
Yes.
On whatever date you filled out this application. Let's
Yes.
see, you filled out this application
9/26/98.
9/26/98. You were working there?
Yes.
And you were earning $3,800 a month?
Yes, because I was working at Federal Express, too, during part-time.
Just a second. You were earning $3,800 a month?
Yes.
Why were you also getting a housing subsidy?
I've been getting housing since I was in New Orleans. And I transferred my housing here, and if you work, that's all they do is make your rent go up some or make it go back down. That's all it does.
You mean if you're making almost $4,000 a month, you're going to get somebody else to pay your rent?
You can be on Section 8 and make good money, just that your rent will be higher. If you're not working, it goes down. So then when I wasn't working, it went all the way down. Because once I moved to Palmdale, I wasn't working at air conditioning no more. I got me another job.
Working for whom?
It's a warehouse place.
And how much were you earning there?
I don't have the total figures in front of me.
Well, give me an idea. Were you earning more or less than $3,800?
I was making less.
Did you tell him that you were going to change your jobs?
Oh, he knew where I was working.
Make $4,000 a month, and the boyfriend lives there, too. What kind of work does he do?
No, my boyfriend was not
Baloney.
living there. He was not living
All right.
there.
Yeah, right. And your obligation was $200 a month?
$219.
$219 a month. That's a very good deal. Most people these days pay at least
Well,
a
that's
third.
what Section 8
I said to you,
approved it to be, $219.
this is a wonderful America. You can just transfer your Section 8 wherever you go.
Yes, because I have a voucher. I could transfer it anywhere I want.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Listen, it doesn't relieve you. You know the score. You're a smart man, right? You sign an agreement with Section 8 housing? Sir. Yeah. And your agreement with Section 8 housing is clear. This is what you collect from us. This is what you collect from her. Her obligation is $219. What you're telling me now is you entered into a side agreement with her that she would pay you more than the $219 if she really wanted the place. Is that what you're telling me? But that's prohibited by Section 8, right?
That is
Oh.
prohibited.
It's prohibited by Section 8. All right, but she still didn't pay rent for 3 months. Any rent for 3 months.
Because Section 8, this is what happened. He called me one morning in November, in 6:30 in the morning, and told me because Section 8 didn't pay him his $581 because he didn't do some work that was done in the house when they came to inspect it, that if I didn't pay the whole $1,200, that I had to get out. I told him I was not paying it. I'ma just move. Went to Section 8. Told them what happened. That's when my worker let me know, no, you are not liable to pay what we do not pay him. But he had me under the impression that I was supposed to be paying him the whole amount that they didn't pay him, and it was a lie. And when I confronted him about it, oh, well, that's what Section 8 told me. I said, no, they didn't. You was just trying to get my money. So I let her know I had been overpaying him the rent, and she the one told me to call legal aid to get advice on it, how to sue him to get my money back. And
Did you file tax returns last year?
No. Wait, did I file what?
Tax returns
Oh, yeah,
last year.
I'm sorry.
How much did you earn last year?
I don't know. It's on the papers. I don't have them with me.
Everybody knows how much they earn.
Let me see. About,
Everybody
it
knows.
was like 20, 24, 25, something like that. I don't know the exact amount.
Drive a car?
Yep.
What kind of car do you
A
drive?
Toyota Camry,
What year?
1988.
What happened to the Mustang?
I don't have it anymore.
What happened to it?
I sold it.
Well, you were driving a new car. A 98.
I just decided that I didn't want it no more. One of my friends took over the notes on the car. I went to the auction, got me a little 1988
Just a minute.
Camry.
So you were paying out notes on the Mustang in 1998 when you filled out this rental
Yes.
application. And how much was your car note?
With insurance and everything, it was like $451.
A month.
Yes.
So you're paying $451 a month for your Mustang, and you're paying $219 for rent.
Yes.
You're in the wrong business.
What you mean the wrong business?
You're right.
I mean, I had help. So, I mean, what's the wrong business? I had a boyfriend that was helping me out. I mean, what's the wrong business?
The problem is I got 2 people playing the system, right? I got 2 people playing the system, and certainly Mr. Strickland, I mean, his excuse was that he was lied to on the initial application.
No, he was not.
And that, yeah, he was.
No, he was not.
He was.
I was working
Hey.
at air condition. I wasn't even on the county then.
You were on the county when you, listen, madam, when the government pays your rent.
Okay, well, you
Listen
can
to
work
me.
and have Section 8.
I'm speaking, when the government pays your rent, that means you're taking money from the state because you can't afford to pay your own rent. People who can't afford to pay their own rent don't spend $450 to drive around in a Mustang convertible.
Judge, when I
The
got
mad
to
Miss
Section
Lassie.
8 in New Orleans, I was not working. I transferred my stuff here. You are allowed to work and get Section 8. You are allowed to work.
I didn't say that you weren't, madam.
I mean, well,
I didn't say that you weren't allowed to work.
What
You
was-
are allowed to work and still get assistance if you're not earning enough money to pay for your rent. What I'm saying to you is if you can afford $450 a month to drive around in a new car, then you don't need that much money to pay your rent. That's what I'm saying. You don't get that? No, you don't get that. Now, Mr. Strickland, who filled out this application?
can I see if that's...
Chevelle Lasai filled that out.
Okay. Did you call her employer, sir, to check these references?
I did call her place of employment, and they did verify that she worked there.
For 4 years.
Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Strickland, let us assume that this is correct. This was not misleading. If you called and verified that she was working there, then she didn't fill out a false application. She may have changed her jobs later. And she did, in fact, have this 1998 Mustang. So why is this false?
Social Security number is wrong.
Oh, you're full of baloney. You're a smart guy.
Okay, I have...
You're a smart guy. What difference does it make if the Social Security number was wrong? What substantive difference does it make? She gave you her name, she gave you her address, how much rent she was paying, where she was working, how much she was earning. You called and verified where she was working. She did, in fact, have the car at the time. So your defense to me initially, at least in your answer, Mr. Strickland, was that she lied initially in her application. I don't see any lies here.
Okay, could I continue then my...
And do it fast, sir.
Okay, soon after she moved in, like I said, the agency said that we signed the agreement, and however, when they had told me that she wasn't capable of paying it, I went to her, and as I say, we talked about this, and at the time the guy came out, he says, we are going to pay it. Then they had 3 dogs there. They had a bird.
I got 3 dogs and a bird. Yeah, go ahead.
And I said, shh. And I told him, in no uncertain terms, I said, because you are breaking the lease, you know, I have to charge you damages on a monthly basis, and that's going to be $451 plus the water, trash, and everything else. And she agreed to do that.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Doesn't make any difference, sir. Sir, you know that the rules state the contract you signed with U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development are clearly specify that you are not permitted to charge her any more money. Now, if, Mr. Strickland, you say to me that she was going to pay you $219 and that you had an agreement with her boyfriend and you could establish that he was living there, that you had an additional agreement, that he was an additional tenant in that property, I may say, maybe. But you knew that you were breaking the law by overcharging her. You knew that. The fact that she shouldn't be receiving this money to begin with irritates me as a taxpayer. Big time. Big time. Because she says, well, they just transferred from New Orleans to where I'm living.
They did.
Well, she's a little bit smarter than that, Your Honor.
Just a second, listen to me. She's very smart. She's got the system worked out fine. She's got the boyfriend who lives there. The 2 of them work, right? And the total income that they have, on their total joint incomes, they pay rent of $219 a month. And at the same time, I'm sure he has a car. She's driving around in a new Mustang, right? Taxpayers are footing the rest of the bill, $580 a month for her rent that we're paying as taxpayers. So believe me, I understand that she's got it down pat, but you broke the rules. And unfortunately, as unfair as it may sound to me as a taxpayer, you are responsible for this $5,000, which is the maximum that I can award her because she actually overpaid over $7,000 in rent. So I have no choice, sir, but to enter a judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. And I want to tell you something. It breaks my heart. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
36-year-old deli manager Lisa Lopez is suing her ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old truck driver Leonard Martinez, for the return of her belongings. Leonard is countersuing also for the return of belongings.
Order. Come to order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 511 on the calendar in the matter of Lopez versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
I hope this is a good one. You dated until about 2 years ago and remained friends over the last 2 years. Is that right?
Right.
According to your complaint, he has some stuff at his house that belongs to you.
Right.
According to his countersuit, you have some stuff that belongs to him. He also wants to be reimbursed, he says, for harassment because you've been harassing him and for lost wages. You'll explain that to me, sir. What stuff do you have at his house?
I have like my microwave, my stereo, my mountain bike, my Coca-Cola porcelain doll, an official Coca-Cola shirt.
So let's start with the big stuff. Microwave. Do you have a microwave?
No, I don't.
Did she have a microwave at your house?
No, she didn't.
I have a receipt. I bought a microwave at...
She bought. We bought.
No, we didn't.
Shh, don't fight with each other.
We didn't, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Leonard doesn't like to take any responsibility.
Just don't editorialize. Give me a receipt for the microwave, and then I'll find out where it is. People buy things, they live together, they don't get married, they expect to come into court and somebody else to take care of it. When did you buy this?
In the latter part of 1999 or 8.
Get out of here. What are you giving me a receipt for that talks about something that was purchased 2 days ago?
No, that's the receipt. That's price verification.
It's not a price verification. Show me the receipt of the microwave you bought 2 years ago.
I can't, Your Honor, because all the receipts are in his house. I can't
Listen to me, Miss Lopez. You bought the microwave when the two of you were living together?
We were
Listen to
living-
me carefully. You bought it when you were living together, is that right?
Off and on, yes.
We were never living
Oh,
together. I'm just stating the fact.
Don't state anything till I look in your direction. You bought it when you were a couple together.
Right,
Then you were no longer a couple but remained friends.
right,
The microwave stayed in his house for 2 years, is that right?
right.
Why are you bothering me about it now?
Because I'm paying for it. It's
Good.
mine.
Pay for it. Pay for it. If you bought something in 1998, now it's the year 2001, right?
Right.
You cannot sleep on a claim. Do you understand?
Right.
What else is in the house that belongs to you?
My Coca-Cola collection.
Coca-Cola collection.
Right.
What is the Coca-Cola collection?
Coca-Cola memorabilia. It's,
What was it doing in his house?
Okay, could I explain why it's at his house? Anything that
That's
goes,
what I'm asking you.
anything that goes into his house cannot leave. If anything leaves, it has to be returned that day, or if not, the next day,
So why did you bring it there in the first place?
to show him.
She doesn't know anything about
Ah,
Coca-Cola
it's
stuff.
Lopez. How many things did you bring him there to show him?
My Coca-Cola porcelain doll.
When did you bring that? At a different time?
Yeah, sometime last year.
If you brought a Coca-Cola collection and he wouldn't let you take it out of the house, right? That's what you said.
Right.
And then you bring a porcelain doll, knowing that he won't let you out of the house, what does that make you?
Stupid.
No, that makes this lawsuit nonsense. And you know it's nonsense because you've known him at least for 4 years, lived there sometimes, lived home sometimes, but now all of a sudden you want me to resurrect things that have been in his house for 4 years? Come on, Miss Lopez. Why would you think that a court is going to waste their time with that?
It's not that, Judge. I got tired of Leonard. He started beating me up for 2.5 years ago.
Bull.
And
Then if he started to beat you up,
because he's slick, Your Honor.
just a second. If you got rid of him romantically 2 years ago and any man put his hands on me, I wouldn't be their friend for 2 years. I certainly wouldn't bring them my porcelain dolls. What are you doing with a porcelain doll?
First of all, it's not her porcelain doll. I've been involved in collecting Coca-Cola for many years. In my previous marriage that I've had, I had a whole kitchen full of Coca-Cola stuff. And
Listen to me carefully,
Go ahead.
sir. And don't try to charm me. It will be impossible for you. Do you understand?
absolutely,
You've been collecting Coca-Cola memorabilia, right?
that's correct.
At a time when you were involved in a relationship, she purchased some Coca-Cola memorabilia.
As a gift,
I didn't ask you that question. That answer required an either yes or a no.
yes.
And she purchased, among other things, a porcelain doll. Is that right?
That's the only Coca-Cola thing she purchased.
I didn't ask you
Okay.
for anything. What did she say when she put the porcelain doll in the house?
Look what I got you. Because, I mean, I had seen this as an advertisement, and she had turned around and told me, you know, she just kept it quiet from there. But then after when she did get it, she in turn had, brought it to me as a gift. Knowing that I collect Coca-Cola stuff,
I believe that that's probably true. What else is at the house?
My mountain bike.
Mountain bike. You don't collect mountain bikes,
No,
do you?
that I don't collect.
Where's her mountain bike?
Her mountain bike is there. She has ample time to collect it.
Just a second. It's there.
Yes, it's there.
So you have no problem with her picking it up.
I've never had a problem with her picking it up.
Very good. Mountain bike.
She never came by at all.
But now she wants a mountain bike.
Why? Because of the fact that, I'm dating somebody new.
Perfect.
But see, I had no problem with
Just
her.
a second, but it's a mountain bike. It's there. It's her mountain bike. What
Exactly.
else? We get on that.
My tent.
Tent.
My tent and sleeping bag. They were
You
mine
mean
before-
outdoors?
Right.
Is that
And
hers? Is that
a
there?
nice chest.
That's there. It's all sitting right there in a pile waiting for her.
Sleeping bag. What else?
My crystal candle holders.
Crystal candle holders. Are they there?
I'd have to look for them.
Fine. Look for them.
But see, I can't be positive, though. She
If
might have
they're
taken
there-
this stuff.
She's at this point. She's sort of stretching it. What else, Miss Lopez?
Clothing.
What?
Clothing. I have pictures of.
I'm not bothering with your clothing. Understand that. Whatever clothing you left there, I will have to assume that you don't want anymore.
I want him. Your Honor, I can't go to his house. He calls the sheriff's on me for trespassing.
You have any of her clothes at your house?
I have none of her clothes.
Leonard, you're such a
Just a
liar.
minute. Do you have any of her clothes
I
at
have
your
none
house?
of her clothes.
Fine. Forget it. Mountain bike, tent, sleeping bag, maybe crystal candle holders. What else?
My camcorder tripod,
I have no idea where that thing's at.
that's in the back room, Leonard, in the bedroom.
Camcorder tripod. Do you have it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. If you have it, you give it to her. What else?
Dishes. We were planning on moving in together, Your Honor.
Miss Lopez, I want you to forget it. You had an old relationship with him. You continued to be friends. If you left stuff in his house for years, don't expect to come into court and have a judge go over cups and saucers and teaspoons that you want back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Lopez and her ex-boyfriend Leonard Martinez are suing each other for the return of their personal belongings.
Now, what stuff, Mr. Martinez, do you claim in your countersuit that she has of yours, sir?
My Coca-Cola cooler.
The Coca-Cola cooler.
You know what? As petty as it may seem to you, Coca-Cola items are, they're priceless and they're worth a lot of money.
Very good. Consider it a gift, sir. Consider it you made her a gift in exchange for the crystal doll she bought you. What's next?
Okay, so be it.
What's next?
All the stuff that she has are collectibles. Monopoly games, they're collectibles.
Just a second.
They're worth money.
What are they doing at her house?
Huh? The same thing. We purchased them, I purchased some. She, purchased them only because of the mere fact that I was so involved in, I collect a lot of things. I'm a collector, okay? And things of value. Now, I purchased some of these, games, and it just so happened that she had them. She well, okay, I'll hang on to them. Okay, so be it. Thinking that thinking that I'm going to get them back.
You don't expect me to go into Monopoly games, do you?
Well, like I said.
What else?
Videotapes. The only reason why the videotapes are important to me is because they have to do with me and my kids.
Do you have any videotapes of the defendant and his children?
No.
What's next?
CDs.
She doesn't have any. CDs.
Yeah.
Start humming.
Like
What
I
else?
said, that's it,
Good. So we've taken care of the property. Now let's take care of the harassment. You got 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. There were times where I was at home and she came over and she was parked around the corner. I have a witness here, my girlfriend. She was sitting in the dark and we left and she went chasing us down the street. I mean, all the way to the movie theater.
Yes.
I mean, that not
Are you
her.
scared?
Was I scared? Yeah, 'cause she could have ran us off the road.
What else?
Okay, there was times at work, time lost at work. She would come to my work, not once, not twice. She would literally stand there and just, totally just harassing me.
What would she do? According to you, she just stood there with her arms folded
I couldn't
like
work.
this.
I couldn't work.
You couldn't work. Toughen up. What's next?
How do you figure it's tough enough? I mean, I'm being over here traumatized.
Get
and
up.
being
Listen to me. If someone is harassing you, what you do is you get a restraining order against that person. Do you understand?
I've dealt with a lot of
Did you
her
try to get a restraining order against her?
Why would I want to do something? I was trying to be her friend, okay?
Fine. Then why would you want to sue her?
The only reason why I'm doing this, basically, okay, yeah, if I get any money from this, I'm going to use it to get a restraining order. Not by choice. It's because, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her family. When she started, we had to change our phone number because of the fact that her brother kept calling us, over and over. She called my mom's house, started harassing my mom.
Call the police. Get a restraining order. Do you understand?
I understand.
Money won't make you feel any better, Mr. Martinez. Miss Lopez, I'm going to prepare an order indicating that you and the company of a marshal may retrieve your mountain bike, your tent, your sleeping bag, and if he has it, your crystal candlestick holders. You can do that within 5 days of today's date. Clear?
Clear.
Counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I see him as a freeloader, as a person, altogether. He's a leech. He's no good.
She realized she had a good thing. She lost it, and now she regrets it.
He was no good. Everybody told me, and stupid me didn't listen.
And now the next case.
All parties on Haas versus Hernandez. Step forward, please.
18-year-old coffee barista Rachel Haas is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old homemaker Patricia Hernandez, for the return of her rent. Patricia is countersuing for property damage and harassment.
Miss Haas, according to your complaint, you moved in with the defendant as a roommate. You gave her 2 months' rent in advance, $600. She kicked you out after the first month, or within the first month. You want your $300 back.
Yes.
She's counterclaiming. She said you destroyed some property in the apartment, and she's counterclaiming for twice as much as your rent, right?
Right.
All right. Did you have an apartment or a house?
It's a house.
And you were renting a room? Mm-hmm. Okay. When did you move in?
I moved in December 19th.
And when did you move out?
January 21st was the night that I got kicked out.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
What day did she leave?
She left January 23rd.
Is there any report, any police report, anything else that can show me
no.
the date?
No.
So it's either the 21st or the 23rd. Did you pay for the entire month of December?
When I moved in December, I paid a whole month's rent at the middle of the month.
Is that right?
No. She moved in November. She lived there for 3 months.
That's not correct, ma'am.
Did you pay by check or cash?
I paid cash. 2 months rent.
You have a receipt?
No, I don't. I gave it to her in cash because she wanted to get a money order.
That doesn't
And
make
put it all
any
together.
difference whether you gave her cash or whether you gave her a check. You get a receipt for rent. Who are you?
I'm her father.
Step up. Do you remember on what date your daughter moved out of your house?
Yes, ma'am. It was near Christmas. I moved her out.
And did you move her in someplace?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you move her in?
Into her house.
How did you know it was near Christmas?
Because we had given her a TV for Christmas, and I helped move that into her new place.
You got a call from your daughter to
Yes,
come and
ma'am.
get her? Tell me about that.
We attempted to remove her belongings from the home, but the defendant was at work and we couldn't get into the house, so we had to wait for, I think, a period of 24 hours before we were able to get back in and get her stuff moved.
Why couldn't you get into the house?
My daughter never was given a key to the house.
Why is that?
I had asked her for a key when I first moved in, and she said that it wasn't necessary because she still didn't have a job, and she was always going to be home. I got off work usually about 3, 4 in the afternoon, and so...
Okay. Have a seat, sir. Tell me about your lockout.
Well, when I got kicked out, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I left and went back to my friend's house because he was there with me, and...
Well, tell me about it. What happened?
Oh, I came home that night about 4 o'clock in the morning. They locked me out of the house. I was standing outside of the house pounding on both doors, and I woke her up, crawling
Yes.
through the doggy door. And
Okay, so now you're inside
Yes.
your room. How did you get kicked out?
I didn't want to go outside to smoke a cigarette because they were already very mad at me for waking them up coming home so late. And I had smoked a cigarette in my room. After I smoked the cigarette, her boyfriend had came and knocked on the door and said, "I can smell the smoke." I said, "Okay, let's talk about it in the morning, please. You guys are angry at me for waking you up." She went next door and got her mom. Her mom came over, knocked on my door, and said, "Do we need help leaving?" She yelled at me and said a lot of things to me and then told me to leave.
And you left.
Yes.
Does your mother live on the same property that you do?
No, she lives next door. And Rachel did not say the whole story. She's leaving a lot out.
Go ahead.
I had rules about what time to be home because I had at the time, a 7-month-old baby. So I told her if she wasn't home before 2, the doors would be locked because there's a bar right around the block, and we had problems with people stealing our stuff. And so Rachel knew that, and she knew the unit was a no-smoking unit, my rule or the landlord's rule. That night, she came home about 4:15 in the morning, broke through the doggy door. We didn't hear any knocking, and we were sleeping in the living room, so we would have heard it. She just went into the doggy door, brought a mail into my home, which was an every night occurrence, woke everyone up. So then she went to her room, and we tried to go back to sleep, and we woke up to her having sex with this male in the house. So we were a little irritated by that. We tried to go back to sleep, and then all of a sudden I smell cigarette smoke. So then I called my mom, and she came over just to have him leave, and Rachel started yelling at my mom, and my mom asked her to go outside and talk to her. So then they talked outside, and Rachel proceeded to yell at my mom, so my mom asked her to leave.
Fine. You have to give her back a month's rent. Somebody's living in your place, you're supposed to give them a key. You didn't give her any notice, so you have to give her back a month's rent, period. There's no question in my mind about
So
that.
then I should owe her 8 days of rent because there was only 8 days of the month left.
No, I find that she did move in on December 19th. I don't believe you that she was there for 3 months. Her father says, and I believe her father, that she moved in around Christmas time. You've got to give her money back. Now let's talk about these damages you're talking about. Go ahead.
There was holes and chips left in the paint and makeup all over the wall.
Well, she should have fixed that before she moved out. If
And she didn't.
because you threw her out. You both made a bad choice.
Can I please speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
The danger that me and my son were in was Rachel coming home every night with different guys, bringing drugs and alcohol into my home.
How old is your
He
child?
is 8 months old.
Your 8-month-old child really doesn't know whether she's coming into the house with a different boyfriend every night. Listen to me, Miss Hernandez. This roommate you weren't happy with.
She was caught smoking pot on my porches. She is an underage drinker, and for her to bring that in my home, I could have had my son taken from me.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Give her notice. And if you don't want to give her notice, what you do is you give her her rent back, which is what precipitated this whole thing from the beginning. So you get your month's rent back, and this is the marks on the wall, stains on the wall. Freshen it up. You don't have a counterclaim. Counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step.
33-year-old electrician Alan Falk is suing his ex-fiancée, 49-year-old casino floor employee Lori Price Bars, for the return of an engagement ring and for the money to get a divorce.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 42 on the calendar in the matter of Falk versus Price Bars. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Falk, you and the defendant lived together for 5 years, became engaged. That relationship terminated. You want your engagement ring back.
Yes, ma'am.
You want money that you claim to have loaned her so that she could obtain an attorney to get a divorce. And you want your dog back.
Well, that would be nice, yes.
Listen, let's eliminate what you really don't want. You want the dog or not?
I'm going to let her have the dog.
Perfect. See how easily we can pare down a lawsuit. Okay. So you want your ring back and your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that the ring, while it was originally an engagement ring, turned out not to be an engagement ring. Anyway, let's get to it. When did you start to live together?
About late November 1995.
And when did the relationship terminate?
November of 2000.
When did you purchase this engagement ring?
In 1996, Your Honor. 11/19 of 96. Original price on it was $3,570. I have all receipts, etc. here for you. Could I submit all this at this time? It's all the evidences, photographs, and everything to back any claim I'm going to be making, Your Honor.
Okay. Now tell me about the loan for the lawyer.
Well, Miss Price and I got together, and she decided, well, she had told me that she left her ex-husband. She wanted to divorce him. She wanted to get together with me. I said, fine. I'll loan you the money for a lawyer. Just pay me back. Well, I never got paid back.
When did you loan her the money for the lawyer?
The receipt is in there. I believe it was in 1996 and 97. It would be right here. The original charge was made on 12/18 of 97.
And you continued to live together, sir, for 3 years after that.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you give her for the lawyer?
The total amount ended up being $1,030, including finance charges, et cetera, et cetera.
What was the amount without the finance charges? Sir?
$835, Your Honor.
And for the time that you lived together, Mr. Falk, the 3 years that you lived together after that, how many times did you bring up this $835 that you
We
loaned
fought
her?
about it a bunch of times.
That's a lot.
Tell me about that.
Well, I just told her it wasn't fair. I'm paying all the bills here. She wouldn't contribute to anything for the house, for any of the bills, for anything that she was, was getting. She wouldn't contribute to anything. I says, look, you've got to pay your own way for this stuff. Your ex-husband should have paid for his own divorce. That was between you and him. Why did I have to pay for it? I agreed to loan you the money.
So you fought over money. No, Mr. Falk, you're not following me, sir. You fought over money, but not in the 3 years, over specifically...
Yes, we fought specifically over that.
When was she
times.
supposed to pay you back this $835?
She said she'd start paying me back every week out of her check, and I've yet to see anything for it.
So, Mr. Falk, 3 years went by, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Your last name is now Bars?
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
married?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where's the engagement ring?
Actually...
Actually is not an answer. I want to know where the engagement ring is now.
I do not know. It could be in storage. He packed my stuff when I moved out. I'm missing 2 rings. I'm assuming they're in the storage box, which I can't get to because our place is very small. All my clothes, everything is in storage.
I don't believe you. Let me explain
Okay.
why I don't believe you. Because if you are being sued for the return of a piece of property, then you go to the storage unit and you look for boxes. Now, I have moved several times. I put books in storage. I put pictures in storage. I put blankets in storage. I don't put jewelry in storage. However, if you believed that this ring was actually in storage and you wanted to give it back to him,
No, I didn't.
oh, that's a different story.
Yes.
That's a different story. Now, you explain why you don't believe you have to return it to him, because I don't believe that you don't know where it is in storage.
Okay.
All right, good.
Okay, the ring, like he said, was purchased in November. I didn't know he got it. It was presented to me Christmas morning as a Christmas gift. We had decided to use that as an engagement ring. Subsequently, that was...
What do you mean you had decided to use it as an engagement ring? What did the ring look like?
It's a gold band with pave diamonds. It's very pretty. And subsequently, we had decided not to get married. And the ring was never asked for back to be returned. I always had it. I was kicked out once. He asked for it back. I gave it to him. He gave it back to me. At this point, I didn't consider it. It was just a pretty ring, not an engagement ring.
You met someone else, according to what I've read from your answer. You met someone else at your job.
Yes.
And that's the reason that your relationship with Mr. Falk terminated.
Mainly, yes.
And you subsequently married. I assume this is your husband.
Yes, it is.
Then the right thing to do is to return this ring that he purchased and that you had originally determined was an engagement ring. That's the right thing to do.
Okay, Your Honor, the reason that I was not going to, had a phone call in which my husband was a witness. He talked to him from Mr. Falk calling me, telling me if I would give him one of the dogs, he would drop the whole thing. If I would not give up one of the dogs, that this was just the beginning. That's word for word what he said, and my husband heard it.
Did you give him back one of the dogs?
No, they're both my dogs.
Okay.
No, not.
So let us assume that he said that to you, either the ring or the dog. Now, if you could have established that to my satisfaction and you did, in fact, give him back the dog, well, then that was a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
He would have accepted it if I believed that.
Right.
But you didn't give him back the dog.
No.
So it's clear from what you just said to me that he considered this an engagement ring that he wanted back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Alan Falk says ex-fiancée Lori Price Bars won't return the engagement ring. Alan also says he paid for Lori's divorce.
Let me ask you this question. Over the 5 years that you were together, did Mr. Falk buy you other pieces of jewelry?
Yes.
Give me an example.
A gold anklet
Okay.
and pair of earrings,
Okay.
and that was it.
And
What else? What else, Mr. Falk?
tennis bracelets, a diamond necklace. There were 2 sets of earrings.
No, there weren't.
I don't know where else. I've got the receipts for all of it.
Mr. Falk.
I have receipts for all of it, ma'am.
You see-
Furthermore, may I interject one thing? She said she had no knowledge of the ring. I'd like to let it known right now, she picked out the ring at Zales Jewelers at Meadows Mall in Las Vegas, Nevada. She picked out the ring.
No, I picked it out. I didn't know he bought it until I got it Christmas
You
morning.
knew we bought it because I made an $800 down
Mr.
payment
Falk,
on it.
Mr. Falk, don't speak to her, sir.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Bars, what he hasn't done is he hasn't asked for any of this other jewelry back. Did you give him the other jewelry back?
No.
Because those, he understands, were gifts.
Right.
But this ring that he purchased, that you acknowledge was at some point, may have been presented to you at Christmas time, but at that time, you decided to get married. That was the intention when he gave you the ring.
Right.
According to my logic, an engagement ring is given in contemplation of marriage. If the marriage does not take place, the eventuality of the contract is not realized, and the ring goes back to the person who gave it.
Okay, even with him kicking me out several times and never asking for it back?
But you came back.
Well, he didn't
But
know
you
I was
came-
going to.
But you came
Yeah.
back.
Okay, gotcha.
Lovers have quarrels. That's what happens. And the right thing to do is to return the ring to him. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you have the ring?
No, I'll go through storage. I'm assuming it's in the storage.
Okay. Mr. Falk, I want you to pay careful attention to what my ruling is. I believe that you are absolutely entitled to the return of this ring. And you paid $3,570 for it.
Correct.
The fact that you put it on layaway and may be paying it off and still paying it off,
No.
that's not her problem. That's your problem. If you buy an engagement ring, you pay for it right up front. Otherwise, you're still paying for something, and you may turn out to be not too happy with it a couple of years down the road. So Ms. Bars is going to have 5 days from today's date to locate the ring. If she does not, court will enter judgment in your favor in the amount of $3,570. However, I do not believe that there was a formal agreement between the two of you for this 1997 loan of $835 for the attorney. I believe that in the course of living together, you decided that she should formalize her situation. You paid the lawyer $835, and for the next 3 years you lived together, and you may have fought over money, all sorts of money, money for rent, money for household, money for living, money for insurance, money for cars, general money, where she was not contributing to the household, but there was never any agreement, I don't believe, between the two of you that she was going to repay you in any formalized way this amount of $835 for the lawyer. I assume you ultimately got your divorce.
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Hope so.
So I am entering that judgment for you, sir. Either 5 days you get the ring back, or the court will enter the judgment for $3,570. Thank you. That's all.
Thank
You
you.
may step out.
Ms. Price is a liar. She slept behind my back for the last year with other people.
When he found out that I married Joe as the first time, he asked for the ring back.
She's done nothing but use and abuse and lie to me our entire relationship.
I'm just going to stay with him. I trust him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Sandoval versus Lopez. Step forward, please.
32-year-old beer vendor Rudy Sandoval is suing his ex-fiancée, 31-year-old store manager Hortensia Lopez, for credit card charges. Hortensia says the charges have been paid and the money came from a joint account.
Mr. Sandoval, how long were you and the defendant involved in a relationship?
Approximately about 1 year.
How long did you live together?
About 11 months, 11 and a half months.
All right, so you moved in shortly after you met.
That's correct.
Did she move into your house?
I moved into her house, to her apartment.
About what point in the relationship did you have this joint credit card, which is a big no-no?
December of 99.
And you lived together until when?
November 19th of
2000.
2000.
It is your claim, Mr. Sandoval, that at the time that you separated, and I assume you moved out of her house.
No, Your Honor, we purchased a home in July of 2000.
In whose name?
Both our names are on the house.
It is your claim that she owes you for some credit card purchases on the MasterCard that you jointly had. Not a stupendous amount of money considering the other major purchases that you indulged in, $517.74. You have your statement?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please? By the way, while you're looking for that, what's happening with the house that you jointly own?
We're in the process of selling it.
That's correct. Your Honor, with the house issue, we own the house together. She did not pay a dime on the house. She basically left other bills, gas bills, light bills that she did not pay on. We had a joint checking account together. She had an insurance payment withdrawal monthly out of that checking account. Well, she no longer contributed any money after October, and basically it's the same issue here with the credit card issue.
Were you putting money into a joint account?
Yes, we were.
Yes.
And out of that money, Mr. Sandoval, bills were being paid, I assume, by check.
That is correct.
Who was paying the bills?
I was.
Both.
I mean, who was physically writing out the checks?
I was, Your Honor.
And when you physically wrote out the checks, you determined how much you were going to pay towards each bill that you had. Is that right?
That is correct.
And on this account, the charges, and I assume the charges that you're attributing to Ms. Lopez, have stars on them.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And they start in August of 2000.
That is correct.
And it is clear to me that you were paying not the entire bill as each bill came due, but you were paying certain minimums
That is correct.
on the credit card, right?
That is correct.
And you, sir, were making a determination of how much of the joint monies went to pay this bill.
That is correct.
Now, you don't expect me to go back to August of 2000 and say, well, you decided to pay the minimum payment $77 or $85 or $100 on all these charges. So you allocated that money. And you expect me to figure out whether you made correct allocations and therefore she owes you percentages of this? You expect me to do that? Don't get it. Okay. Up until what time were you both contributing money to the bank account?
November. I have record of that.
Let me see, please.
Your Honor, so what you're saying...
This is for the full year. I was putting my income into the account until November, the last time he took my credit cards
Okay, just a
and
second.
cell phone from
I
me.
just want to see the... Would you just ask her to show me? Don't give
I'm
me this
sorry.
whole thing. You know, I have
I'm
limited
sorry.
patience and I'm old. I don't have that many years. Just show me the
last-
deposit that you made in November.
Your Honor, can I say something?
No, don't wait until she gives me the piece of paper and then Bird takes his position. Then everything is orderly. I like orderly. Okay. Okay. So now you understand my position, sir. You have an ongoing balance here.
That is correct.
Right.
It's a joint...
It may be a joint account, but you made the determination as to how much was paid out of that joint account towards these bills. And you want her to reimburse you for all of these purchases. So what you're expecting a judge to do is to determine whether or not you made the proper allocation of your joint monies in paying this MasterCard. All right? How much were you putting in the account in, let's say, August, July and August?
About 2,000, a little bit under 2,000 a month.
2,000 a month. And how much were you putting in the account, sir?
Close to $4,000. So if you kind of put all that money there, if you split everything in half, I was contributing more than...
You may have been.
And I'm not...
You may have been contributing more. What I'm saying to you is there are rules of law that are applicable to people who are married. That is, if you are in a community property state, you have joint debts. Courts go through the papers. They say this is what you own as a couple, as a married couple. This is what the marital debt is. We will separate the marital debt. We will separate the marital asset. Each one of you gets half. Goodbye and good luck. What you are suggesting, sir, is that I take a look at your finances that go back a year and determine whether it was fair for you to allocate so much money towards this account, or could you have paid off this account, paid off so that there wouldn't be, by the time you separated in November, any balance at all. I'm telling you, if she had purchased things that she did not pay for, and you had a current balance on this MasterCard, I would say, madam, you are absolutely responsible for those charges that you made. But I do not plan to be your accountant. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused.
Old plant operator Michael Woodard is suing his former friend, 31-year-old waitress Lisa Davis, for 2 unpaid loans. Lisa says Michael gave her the money while they were having an affair.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 531 on the calendar in the matter of Woodard versus Davis.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Woodard, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends, and you made her a series of loans. Friendship was over. You want your money, right?
I wouldn't say the friendship was over, but
Are you still friends?
as far as I'm concerned, we're still friends.
Well, do you still see each other?
No.
When did you become friends?
I met the defendant about 2 years ago at a restaurant where I frequented.
And you worked there?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
When did she first approach you for the first loan?
Around July.
Had you seen her outside of the restaurant where she worked?
Up until that point,
Yes.
no.
So she first asked you for money when she was just somebody who took care of your order and you would talk?
Yes.
Okay. What did she ask you for money for?
Well, she asked me money originally for $500 to help catch up on some of her bills and car payment.
Did you give her the money?
Not at that time, no.
When did you give her the money?
First part of August.
Tell me about how that happened, sir. She asked you for money. She's serving you with tuna fish on toast, and she says, "I need $500." Is that how?
No, that was the case. We were in conversation prior to that about behind my bills. I need money to pay my car note. I need money to pay my insurance. And she asked me, and I was reluctant at first because I really didn't know her that well, and I just knew her from being a waitress. So a couple of days after that, she asked me again. I said, well, okay, here's the money, but I want you to write a promissory note, and I want you to give me a map to where you live, so when it comes time to collect on the money, I'll know where you live at.
So?
So I loaned her the money.
Did she give you the note?
Yes, she did.
Did she give you a map?
Yes, she did.
Map? Well, let me see.
That's not true, Your Honor.
No. Well, according to this napkin, sir, she said you gave her $250, not $500, right? That's what this says, $250.
Yes. I gave her $260, the IOU. What my way I looked at it and read it looked like a 6 to me, but you say it's a 5. I'll take your word for it being a 5.
Okay. Would you show this to her, please?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, ma'am. I do remember that particular napkin, but it was meant as a joke. Me and Mr. Woodard were seeing each other romantically, and when I found out he was married, that's when I terminated our relationship.
I didn't ask you about that. I asked you about this.
Yes, I do remember writing that.
Well.
But it was meant as a joke, and he knows that.
Just a second. Did he give you $250?
Yes, he did.
And this
But he
says,
also-
I owe Michael Woodard $250, and it's your signature because I compared it against your answer. And it's written on a napkin, which suggests to me it was written in a restaurant.
Yes, it was. He brought it to me to my work, but he also gave me money, you know, all the time, you know, other than that.
Not getting to that. Right now we have $250 and a piece of paper that says IOU.
It was meant as a joke, and which he knows that.
IOU is not a joke. Do you remember the circumstances surrounding you writing this note?
Yes, I do remember
Well, tell
the
me.
circumstances.
Just tell me about it.
Okay, well, he had come. Me and him were seeing each other for probably a month before I ever wrote that. We were seeing each other outside of my work 3-4 times a week. He took me to dinner. He took me to baseball games. He took me to hotel rooms, to other places too. And the money, that particular money that he did give me was because I was behind my bills. But when I did write that, I mean, we were joking. It was in a joking manner. That's why I picked up the napkin and wrote it. It was meant as a joke, which he knows about. And
But
then
don't
this
tell me
didn't-
what he knows. What he knows is he thought enough about this IOU to hold it.
Yes.
In a baggie.
May I say something else?
Right?
Checked it from the elevator.
Ma'am.
To preserve it.
Yeah,
A
I
joke you
understand.
don't preserve.
Well,
Okay, what's next? Mr.
It's
Woodard.
$100, Your Honor, that she asked to borrow sometime in mid-August to pay a water bill.
Where's the IOU?
I didn't get an IOU at that
Why
time,
not?
Your Honor. I took her word for it.
Why didn't you take her word for it?
Well, that's when she first approached me for monies,
Yes.
Your Honor.
Had she paid you back this money when you gave her? Just a minute. When she approached you for more money, she had not paid this original debt back.
No.
Did he give you $100 for your water bill?
he gave me $100, yes, but he also gave me money all the time.
I'm just talking about for the water bill.
Yes, he did.
And tell me how that came about. Did you tell him that you didn't have money for your water bill?
I didn't actually, I probably did tell him what the money was for, but he never said, well, this is a loan, here's $100, I want it back. He never said anything like that. He gave me money on a day-to-day basis.
Well, why did you take his money?
Because we were seeing each other.
So?
And because he wanted to help me. He's met my children. He's had a relationship with my children. We were not just friends. We had an intimate relationship.
But you started taking money from him right away. That's not smart.
Well, he was trying to take things from me, I feel.
Like what?
Like things that he shouldn't have been wanting from me when he was a married man.
Go ahead, Mr. Woodard. What else?
Sometime in October, Your Honor. She was trying to seek better employment, and she needed a business-type suit, a business-type garb, in order to take this interview. So at that time, I agreed to loan her the money to get this business suit.
Did you take her shopping?
Take her shopping?
Did you
yes.
go shopping with her?
Yes, I did.
Did she try on a few things?
Yes, she did.
Did you tell her you liked one suit more than another?
Yes, I did.
Did you pick out a suit that you liked?
I thought so, yes.
Good. Pay for it. When did she tell you she didn't want to see you anymore, sir?
I don't recall ever her saying that.
Well, what made you stop seeing each other outside of work?
I didn't stop seeing her because I never began seeing her.
Well, you certainly went shopping with her, Mr. Woodard.
Well, when I say, I understand that I went shopping with her, but when you say seeing, I saw her in order to do those favors for her.
Did you meet her children?
Yes, I did.
Where did you meet her children?
When I took them to go shopping, matter of fact. To go
Was that on a different day that you took the children shopping than when you took her shopping?
I didn't take the children shopping. I took her shopping to purchase this business-type suit.
Did you ever see her children in her home?
Yes, I did.
How many times did you see her children in her home?
Once, when she asked me to come over to sprinkle some cat litter down because her brother had changed the oil in her car.
And how did she contact you?
By cell phone.
So she had your cell phone number?
Yes, she had my cell phone number along with my pager number.
Did you tell your wife that you were going over to put
Yes,
the cat
I did.
litter down?
Oh,
Yes, I did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Woodard says former friend Lisa Davis owes him for 2 unpaid loans. Lisa says they were having an affair and the money was a gift.
Okay, go ahead.
My wife was also a frequent customer in this restaurant, and she identified herself as being my wife.
No, that's not true.
On several occasions, Your Honor. This is over
Your
like
Honor,
a
may I
2-year
say something?
period.
I live approximately 25 to 30 miles away from him, so if he was just going to drive over to give me cat litter for my driveway. And also his wife, after I did find out he was married and I called his wife, she told me she thought something might be going on because he was spending a lot of money and whatnot, and that he would not be taking me to court for anything once I got a letter from him.
Miss Davis, listen to me. Did you ever confront him?
He's told me no numerous times that he was not married. If he was married, I would have never, ever seen him outside of work in any time, ever.
Sounds like you got more than a tuna fish sandwich, Mr. Woodard. But she owes you $250. She doesn't owe you money for the business suit, because that wasn't a loan. That was taking her shopping.
Your Honor,
That was taking her shopping.
yes, Your Honor.
The only reason you're getting you $250 is because you clearly memorialized that in a piece of paper. And you could have memorialized all of these other little loans that you made to her with the same kind of piece of paper. That's why you got
understand.
this piece of paper, right?
I got another piece of paper also.
That says what?
That says that, well, not that I purchased, but the receipt that I purchased.
dress, the suit?
Yes,
Then
yes,
where are
yes,
the
Your Honor.
receipts for the laundry and perfume?
I never purchased
Listen to
lingerie
me.
and perfume.
Oh, okay.
Miss Davis,
Yes, I'm sorry.
I believe that you purchased a business suit for her.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't believe it was a loan.
It was a loan, Your Honor.
I don't think so.
I understand.
$250 for your team, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
As our excuse, you may step out.
The plaintiff is a liar. He was a married man and lied to his wife and lied to me.
On numerous occasions, I was in it along with my wife, so she had an understanding and knew that I was a married man. Matter of fact, she spoke with my wife on more than one occasion.
And now the next case.
All parties on Perkins versus Peabody. Step forward, please.
47-year-old nurse's assistant James Perkins is suing 29-year-old waitress Angela Peabody for damage to his car. James says while attempting to exit a parking lot, Angela backed into his vehicle and then took off.
According to your complaint, the defendant hit your car and took off.
Yes.
And in addition, you claim that after you reported the matter to the police, your car was vandalized and you believe that the defendant is responsible.
Yes.
Tell me when this happened.
December 27th.
Where?
Around in the Price Chopper in Troy, New York. And I went in the parking lot when I seen her make a broken U-turn.
Make a broken U-turn?
Well, U-turn, like. I figured she made a complete turn, And when she was getting ready to leave, I pursued straight ahead. And then something told me, look on the side of me, and bang. And that's it. And I had 6 children in the car.
So she was making a U-turn.
Yes.
You weren't waiting for her to get out of the way.
Yes, I did.
Well, you didn't because she backed up. And when she backed up to complete her U-turn, she hit your car.
Yes.
What did you do next?
Then I stepped out the car because I figured maybe she was stopped and wanted to see the damages, what happened, and I just wanted to speak to her. And when I step out the car, she's gone. She took off. So I figured, well, she can't get too far because when you're going out in the parking lot, you got to stop because the traffic runs. So I said, I'm going to catch her. So I ran after her, and something said, just keep going straight. You'll find her because there's a lot of
You
stuff.
found her.
Yes.
Get to the point. You found her.
Question. I found her.
Okay.
And I called the police on my cellular phone because I wasn't going to go to her house. And when the cops came, then we went to her house and knocked on the door, and she let little dogs jump us. Well, anyway, we talked. Well, the police talked to her, and I went back to my van because I parked across the street from her.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? And do you have any photographs of the car?
Yes, I do.
The officer writes she did not care about her one, if it was damaged or not, so she just drove away without reporting the accident.
It's because I tapped him. That's why I drove away. If I would have hit the man hard, I would have stopped.
You tell me what happened.
I was in Price Chopper. I ran in for a brief moment. I was parked in the fire lane. When I came out, there was a lot of people.
You're not allowed to park in the fire lane.
We're not allowed to park in the fire lane.
Right.
Exactly. You're not allowed. So I pulled up a little bit, and I went to go back up a little bit. I believe he came beside me. I don't know because I didn't see him. I backed up. I tapped somebody. I knew that I tapped somebody, and I didn't think there was any damage done, so I drove away. I drove right home.
Even if you tap it with the back of your car, then you stop for a moment and you get out of the car. Or you stop just to check.
Well, I just figured it was a tap, so I just drove away.
Well, that's what you wrote here.
If I bumped him hard, hit him hard, I definitely wouldn't have got out because when it's my fault, it's my fault.
Well, this was your fault. He didn't go to all this difficulty because he felt like picking on you that day.
No, but I know that I didn't knock his bumper off. I know for a fact.
You don't know for a fact. You would have known for a fact, madam, if you had gotten out of the car and looked. You didn't do that. You're liable. Period. Did you report it to your insurance?
My father probably did. It's under my dad's name, so.
So the answer is you don't know.
Question, Your Honor.
What?
When I went to my insurance company, they said that she didn't have insurance.
Really?
Yes.
My dad takes care of all that, so I
And-
believe I have car insurance.
Do you have a policy to show me today?
No.
Let me see the estimates on the car, please. What makes you think that she vandalized your car?
Well, I felt that when my insurance called me and told me she didn't have no insurance on her car, I was upset. So I was going to go to her house, but some said no because it was a broken door. So anyway.
Broken? You never even knocked on my door. My door's never attacked you. You're
Do me a favor.
lying.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Say nothing to him.
Anyway, so I said, well, if she's going to drive this car around without insurance, I'm going to call the cops. Next week after that, car insurance cards taken out of my car, thrown out. Why take insurance cards out of the car than stealing stuff in a van? Don't make no sense. Broke a mirror, which somebody going to rob your car, they're going to rob your car, not break
So
a
other
mirror.
than the fact that you think she had a reason to
reason
vandalize
because-
your car,
well, the
you don't
reason
have any
because I
proof.
told- oh, sorry.
You don't have any proof that she actually did it.
No, I don't.
There are things here that have nothing to do with the bumper.
Right.
I just want to know what the cost of the bumper is.
Can I speak and say why he's doing that?
Yes.
We have already been to small claims court in front of a mediator. He said he has a very good friend that does estimates for him. So he's just trying to get me for everything that's wrong with his van. I don't even know this man from anybody. I would never put my dogs on. I
Oh,
did
but I'm
nothing, anything.
But I'm not.
No, I
you
know
did.
you're not, but this is what he's trying to
Oh,
do.
no, but he's not going to do that here. That's why I'm looking at it very carefully. There are some things here that have absolutely nothing to do with the bumper.
There's a bumper in there too, Your Honor.
This is not the great American giveaway. Just give me the figure for the bumper.
The figure for the bumper is $837.49.
Your expensive bumper.
Takes 7 hours to paint a bumper?
That's because his friend's doing it, and he pocketed the insurance money already.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he told me
Absolutely
in
not.
the small claims court. He pocketed $300.
This is not my friend. This is a body shop.
Just a second. Did you get any money from your insurance?
Yes, I did.
How much did you get from your insurance?
They take a $500 deductible, and I got
He already said he banked it in mediator court.
$337.
So the difference is $500.
Yes.
Well, that's different. You were suing her for $2,000. Then you give me a bill for $2,100. Your out-of-pocket expense is going to be $500.
Yes.
That's much better. Now, I believe that Miss Peabody made a mistake in not stopping.
Yes.
But the way that you've described this accident to me, you have some responsibility. Because from what I gather, she's parked where she shouldn't be parked in a fire lane.
Yes.
She gets into her car and she starts to make what you think is a U-turn. Now, you could have waited for her to make the complete turn, right?
I did wait for her.
No, you didn't. You only let her make a partial turn. And then you figured you would scoot by, and if she had to back up again in order to complete the turn, you'd be gone.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, then you just should have waited for her.
I did wait for her.
You didn't wait for her.
That's what I
Mr.
did.
Perkins, how could you have, if you waited for her, she wouldn't have hit your car. You didn't wait. You didn't wait. If you had waited, sir, then she wouldn't have hit your car. So I think that you're a little bit responsible. I certainly hope you're going to get your bumper fixed.
Oh, definitely.
Good. You may have to put in $100 yourself.
That's okay.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her 18-year-old Carrie Lynn are suing Angela Kaz and her son, 16-year-old Michael Parr. Carrie claims Michael punched her truck.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 494 on the calendar in the matter of Lip versus Kaz Parr. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is your last name Lip?
Yes.
You weren't actually present during the course of this incident, but you are co-owner of this car?
The owner. I am the
You
owner.
are the owner?
Yeah.
But you know nothing else about the incident?
Right.
So why don't you have a seat, sir?
Yeah.
Ms. Lip, according to your complaint, you're driving along in your brand-new Ford Explorer.
Correct.
And the defendant's son came darting out of the street. You almost hit him. He punched the hood of your car. You want him to pay for the damage.
Correct.
Where did this happen?
I was coming out of Galleria Drive. It's the entrance that leads out to the mall.
Okay, and you are in traffic?
Yeah, I was driving, and I was slowing down because the light, I believe, was turning red. And all of a sudden, I seen a car swerving in front of me, and I was wondering what was going on. And so I started to slow down, and it all happened really fast, and some door came flying open, and he was in front of my car. So I slammed on my brakes. I don't know how I did not hit him. And he looked at me, and he said, "You," and took his fist and slammed it in the hood of my truck.
And then what did he do?
Why?
And then what did he do?
Then he started walking, and I had my cell phone, so I called 911, and I continued to follow him. The cops found him, and he started running. He jumped over a fence, and I was with the one cop while the other one was chasing him, and they said that his mother was at the police station with a swollen eye, and then the police brought him back, and I had to identify him, and it was him.
Now I'll hear you.
Yes, I was, me and my mom have been we were in an argument at the time, and...
In the car?
In the car.
Who was driving?
My mom.
And where were you sitting?
I was sitting on the passenger seat.
In the front?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And we had gotten into an argument, and she had got real mad, and she grabbed a Frisbee and started to hit me in the head with it. And...
As she was driving?
Yes. And I don't know, it just happened so fast. I hit my mom, and before I knew it, things were going through my head. I just wanted to get away from the situation before it got worse. So I jumped out of the car, and I was trying to cross the road, and I seen her, and she just almost hit me, and I went, to try to brace myself on her hood, and that's when I kept going, and I could see her, behind me, following me, and that's later on the cops found me.
Are you saying that you didn't say anything to her? She indicates that you cursed at her.
I did not say anything.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Did you see this incident happen, Ms. Cass?
Not once I took off.
You mean after he hit you, you took off?
Yeah, the light turned green.
And you took off?
Yes.
And you knew that he had jumped out of the car?
Yes. I was going to let him walk home.
Well, you tell me why you don't think you're responsible for the damage to her car.
I knew it was wrong for me getting out in traffic. I just didn't want the situation to get worse between me and my mom.
Okay.
Because it was, really high at that point. And,
Probably a good idea.
The light was red when I jumped out of the car.
How do you know that?
Because I seen it.
Did you see it before or after you punched your mother in the eye?
I saw after I punched. I mean, everybody was at a complete stop.
Your mother's hitting you with a Frisbee.
Mm-hmm.
You turn around and punch her in the eye, and you're watching to see whether the light is red or green? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, but when I jumped out of the car, I noticed that all the cars were stopped, and it was red.
Okay, and?
And when I had went behind the car, I had seen her coming, and I just tried to jump out of the way
Why
before
didn't you
she
just
hit
go
me.
back onto the street? Were you crossing at the crosswalk?
No, I was in the middle of the street.
So if you're in the middle of the street, you don't have the right of way, right?
Right.
Are you responsible for the damage to her car?
Oh, I was just trying to cross the road and, get out of the situation. She almost hit me.
Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that?
Mine.
Yes. Can I see the damage to your car, please?
This is the estimate.
And do you have a photograph of the car?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I have 2 of them.
I have never seen the damage to the car.
I'm going to show them to you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to show them to you, and then I have a comment about what your son just told me.
Okay.
There are 2 photographs, Miss Lipp. Each photograph seems to indicate that there is a single dent in the car. See it?
Yeah, this one, and, okay.
It's just one. It's the same dent.
Okay.
So, Miss Cass,
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't happen by putting 2 hands on the front hood of the car to brace yourself. This happens when you punch the car, just as she said it happened. He got mad and punched it with his fist.
I never punched the car.
Oh, yes, you did. You want to do a demonstration for me how this happened?
Well,
Make believe where you're standing now is the front of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Make believe how this happened.
Well, just as she was, coming, I went, just before I didn't know whether she was going to hit me or not.
So you're telling me you slapped it, but you slapped it harder with one hand. All the way up on the hood. Not at the beginning of the hood, but all the way up in the midsection of the hood. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't believe you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Lipp says she was driving her truck when 16-year-old Michael Parr ran into traffic and punched her vehicle. Michael says he was upset because he had a fight with his mother.
Did you get into trouble for running from the police?
Yes, they had put me in a juvenile detention.
Is that the first time you had been in detention?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
You don't want to go back there again, I assume.
No.
The truth. All the time. It's easier. It's easier. And I'm sure, Michael, that you were very sorry you hit your mother.
Yes, I am.
And I assume your mother is sorry that she hit you with a Frisbee.
Yes, I am.
I assume also that she's had it up to here and that you were saying some really nasty things to her.
He was lying.
There you go. Mothers can usually tell a lie. All right, $876.64.
Correct.
That's your temper. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $876.64. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was fair, and I'm happy I'm getting my money.
I wasn't intentionally trying to, scare her or do any damage to her truck, but I swear that she almost hit me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Sarver versus Langston. Step forward, please.
23-year-old child care provider Kristen Sarver is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old student Candace Langston, for breaking an apartment lease. Candace says she gave proper notice and Kristen didn't cooperate.
Ms. Sarver, you and the defendant were friends, college friends, and you decided to rent an apartment together while you were in school. According to your complaint, you each signed a year's lease. The defendant moved out, and you want her to pay her share of the rent until you found a new roommate.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I was actually working full-time. We met at the daycare and we became really good friends. And I have a copy of the lease that we signed in May of 2000. And the third page of that is a roommate agreement, which I've highlighted. And it states that if she moves out before the end of termination date of the lease, that she's responsible for paying the balance of the lease or finding a suitable subletter. She claims that
Now, don't tell me what she claims. She'll tell me what she claims. You signed the lease in May of 2000. When did you move out?
I had my car accident on September 1st, and I moved a lot of my stuff out that date. Throughout the month of September, I moved most of the rest of it, except for my furniture, which I left for her because she didn't have any. Your Honor, she's lying. The only thing she moved...
I don't care about furniture. Okay. Furniture's not important. Where did you go after you moved out?
I moved shortly home with my parents.
And then where did you move?
Okay, I moved in with my friend Jessica.
Why?
Me and my parents were having some trouble.
Why didn't you move back to your apartment?
I couldn't because I had to get, when I wrecked my car, I had to get a new car. I was paying for school. I didn't make much at my job, so even if I had moved back to the apartment, I wouldn't have been able to pay. Your Honor, may I say that?
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave her with a lease on an apartment and choose not to fulfill your obligations to your roommate. Why do you think you can do that?
Well, I mean, I didn't just leave. Me and my friend Nick here, we put up signs around campus for people to come. When I came back, back to the apartment a few times to get stuff that I needed, or mail and everything. And he was with me every time. Every time we would come back to the apartment, there would be at least, I say, 14 messages on the answering machine from girls. And I asked her about it, and she's like, well, none of them were interested. But every time I went, there were several messages. Your Honor, I have evidence that I was trying to find a roommate, and I also have my boyfriend Steven Sharinko as my witness. He didn't help me in the beginning when I was putting up flyers, but once I started putting up more and more, I found it was easier to take him with me. I have phone numbers of all the people that she's talking about, and I had tried to move each of these people in. I have copies of some of the flyers that I put up, and the roommate agreement also states that it's her responsibility to find a subletter if she would leave.
Right. It's your responsibility.
I understand that.
So, what's the total monthly rent?
The total monthly rent is $400. We had each agreed to pay $200 and half the utilities. In October, I was almost evicted.
Just a second. We're talking about rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about rent.
Okay.
Did you pay September's rent?
I paid September's rent.
Is that correct?
That's correct. She paid September's rent.
Okay.
She called me in October saying that she was having some trouble. So I told her that I agreed to pay November too, because, I mean, it's not like I wanted to leave her in a bond. Like I said, we were friends.
What about October?
I did not pay October. October is when I received this notice.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes, I did.
Is that right?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Okay. What about December?
Well, by this time, she's still telling me that she hadn't found a roommate, and there are still messages. And
so did you pay?
No, I didn't.
December.
I didn't have the money to pay. Messages for all people who are interested in moving.
I can't hear everybody.
I'm sorry.
You found a roommate in January.
January 15th, I had someone move in.
And how much rent did they pay in January?
They paid $100, which means she would still owe $100 for January. Can I show you this now?
What is that for?
This is the notice that I got on October 23rd, and the third page is another notice they sent me in the mail shortly after. When I received that notice, I called her and I read it to her, and I explained to her that it said I was going to get evicted. And she said she had simply forgotten and that she would pay. That's not true. Yes, she did. She said she was sorry. She must have forgotten. And when I called them just to make sure, and I'm so glad I did, because they were going to file eviction papers on noon the 30th. I called them just before that to make sure that she had definitely sent the money in, or really to make sure they had gotten there. They didn't receive anything.
So you
she
want
left me
the other...
all this responsibility.
So you want her to pay the additional $25 in late fee?
That's correct.
Okay.
Also in December, when I spoke with her on November 2nd, I pleaded with her to pay. I told her that
rent is your... Listen to me.
Right.
You're going to get the rent. She was
Okay.
under an obligation to pay attention. You're not paying attention. She was under an obligation to find a roommate. She did not find a roommate, and there was no just reason why she moved out. You chose to go to your parents' house, and then you went to live with somebody else, and then did you go to live with your boyfriend?
No, he's not
Your
my
Honor,
boyfriend.
she's lying.
Excuse me. He is.
I don't want to hear that.
Your Honor,
I
she
moved
just
in
said
with-
that she wasn't
Did you
living
hear?
with him.
Don't you follow?
I'm sorry.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Did you ever move in with him any place else after you moved out of her apartment?
Yes,
The answer is yes, you did.
ma'am.
So you moved in with your parents, then you moved in with friends, then for some time you lived with your boyfriend. You can't do that. You have to pay the rent. I'm finished with rent. She owes you $525 for the rent.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
else do you want her to pay? Just tell me.
In December, I was charged an insufficient fund fee of $28
For what?
for the rent, and I have a copy of the check. It was for check 620, which was the check that was paid for Candace Langston's portion of the rent.
For what?
My bank charged me because I didn't have that money in there after she
Forget
had
it.
agreed to
You
send.
should have figured that you didn't have enough money.
Well, she had agreed to send the money.
Listen to me.
Yes,
Mature
ma'am.
people do not write out a check unless they're sure that the money is in the bank. What's next?
Power bills. from
Did
my-
she pay the power bills during the time she was there?
When she moved out, she did not take all of her belongings. She took her toiletries and some of her clothing. She would come and go as she pleased. She had a key. She would come visit her friends in Clemson. She would get her mail. She would make phone calls. And the last time that she was at the apartment, she turned the heat up so high that when I got home the following Tuesday, it was downright hot in the apartment.
I never touched
Just a
things.
second.
Yes, she did, because
Hold
I
on.
turned it off before I left.
You following how this goes? You speak, I ask a question, she speaks, but you don't answer her. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a key to the apartment?
Yes, I did. I called
John!
her.
Let me ask you anything
Okay,
else.
sorry.
That requires a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
You had a key to the apartment after you left in September.
Mm-hmm.
And according to you, you did in fact go back to the apartment, you say frequently with your boyfriend, frequently
No.
enough to listen to
No.
phone messages. Pay careful attention. To listen to phone messages. Is that right?
No, I went back maybe 3 times.
That's enough.
Just to get stuff, and I took my friend Nick with me.
You went into the apartment.
But I tried to call her
You went into the apartment
to get my
with
thing.
your own key. If it wasn't your apartment, you would have no access to the apartment. I don't care whether you went in there 3 times or 30 times. You also had things in there, because according to what you just told me, you wanted to get some things out of there.
Well-
So you left things in the apartment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You can't leave things in your apartment and not take care of the bills. I was originally not going to entertain your application for power bills, but it appears to me that she exercised certain dominion and control over that apartment
Yes, ma'am, she
during the
did.
time she wasn't living there on a full-time basis, but came and went, listened to phone messages, picked up the phone,
Went to-
right?
No, ma'am. We did not
Didn't
pick
we?
up the phone. We listened to the messages.
Oh, really?
I listened to see if there were any
We listened
that
to see
were
if there
still
were any
there
people
for me.
that called for the roommate, because we put up flyers too.
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, may I say I never saw any flyers that they put up? And she
I don't
would
care
come
whether
to-
they put up flyers or not. I've
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
care of that.
She would come
Just
to go
a
to
second.
football
Stand up
games.
here, just in case you think that you're in the right.
I didn't get. I went.
You cannot go to somebody else's house and put on their answering machine to listen to messages. Listen to me. When you move out of an apartment, you take all your stuff. You may be young, but if you move out and you say, I have no further obligation to this apartment, you don't use it as a storage unit.
She told me that I could leave that there because she did not have any furniture. I could have brought that furniture back to my parents' house.
Could you? So why
Your
didn't
Honor,
you?
I never talked to her
So
about
why
the
didn't
furniture.
Because she didn't have anything. She don't have
Oh,
a couch.
please,
She didn't have a
give me a
TV. She
break.
didn't have nothing.
Okay, Power 6806. She owes you $593.06 so far. What else?
This is a supply fee for when I had to put up roommate flyers. At first,
Forget it.
Well, the roommate
Forget it.
responsibility that she signed
I
said it was her
understand that.
responsibility.
I understand that. Forget it. What else?
Court fees.
How much are the court fees?
$82.50.
$675.56. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are
Thank you,
excused.
Your Honor.
2-year-old homemaker, Deidre Green, is suing her former friend, 23-year-old homemaker Pam Richmond, for throwing away her belongings. Pam says she abandoned them.
Order. All rise. This is case number 507 on the calendar in the matter of Green versus Richmond. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Green, according to your complaint, you lived with the defendant for a period of time. While you were away on a trip, you claim that she threw away some of your stuff and kept some of your stuff. You wanted to either replace it or give you the value, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you move into her house?
Because me and my sister had this argument, and she wanted me to leave, so I had nowhere else to go, so she offered me to move into her house with her.
When did you move into the house?
Late March, early April, somewhere around there.
And how long did you stay?
About 4.5, 5 months.
You say you took a trip to Texas. When was that trip to Texas?
November 17th.
What did you tell her when you went to Texas?
I told her I was going to Texas, I will be back. And she's like, okay, fine, all your stuff, you know, things will be here once you get back.
How long did you go for?
2.5 weeks.
Who else lived there? Did you have children with you?
My son.
Did your son go with you to Texas?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what happened when you got home?
When I got back, I tried to contact her.
What date did you return?
December 1st.
Did you go directly back to your home?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Where did you go?
I went to my friend's house.
Why did you do that?
Because I tried to contact Pam numerous occasions, and she never answered the phone, or there's no way I could have got back into her house.
You didn't have a key the 4.5 months you were living there?
No, I didn't. It was a military house, and no duplicate keys were able to be made at all.
Well, when did you first make contact with her? You said first she didn't answer the phone, you couldn't get in touch with her.
I couldn't get in touch with her.
Yeah.
I had her cousin LaShonda get in touch with her.
Step up.
Which
one is LaShonda? What's your last name?
Green.
When did you get in touch with the defendant?
Probably 2 days after she went back to San Diego, because I was still in Texas. I called Pamela.
And what was the conversation that you had with her?
Well, I called Pamela. I was like, "Did you want me to call you to see if you can return her stuff or not, or she was on press charges?" And she was like, "Well, do what you want to do."
Well, there had been no communication with regard to any stuff so far that I had heard.
Well, her clothing, all her personal belongings, all of them are gone. She said that.
Well, how
they
do you
threw
know
them
they
out.
were? How did you know they were gone?
She told me.
When did she tell you?
When I talked to her on the phone. I talked to her plenty of times.
Who are you?
I'm her mother. I'm Deidre's mother.
Miss Green's mother.
Yes.
Plaintiff's mother. Yes.
I called.
Were you with your daughter in Texas?
Yes, I was.
Did you travel with her to Texas?
Yes, I did.
Where do you live?
I live in San Diego.
And where do you live?
San Diego?
Why doesn't your daughter live with you?
She does. She does.
Well, why was she living with the defendant?
She was living with the defendant because the defendant offered her a place to go at the time.
Why wasn't she living with you?
She wasn't living with me because at the time I wasn't living here. So she could not stay with me.
Not yet. All right. What items do you claim you left behind?
I only took a week's worth of clothes with me and only one pair of shoes for me and my child. Therefore, all other pairs of shoes, my VCRs, pictures, legal documents that I cannot get back, such as my high school diploma, is gone. All the clothes, everything I practically owned is gone.
Okay. Those papers, documents, etc. that you would have to replace, put those aside for the moment. Other than the VCR, what appliances or furniture did you leave there?
My VCRs and my bedroom set.
And a bedroom set?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you moved in with?
Yeah, besides my clothes and everything, yes.
All right. Do you have her VCR?
Nope.
Did you have her uncross your hands. Did you have her VCR?
Yep.
Try yes, not
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
You're not in a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her VCR?
In the trash.
Why did you throw it in the trash?
Because she left me with a phone bill, 2 phone bills that she did not pay. She had plenty of opportunity because I did not throw her stuff out until December 28th before I got ready to go on vacation to Texas.
Did you try to contact her with regard to the phone bills?
I don't know how to get in contact with her. Her mother called me 3 times.
When her mother called you 3 times, did you tell her about the phone bill?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell her how much the phone bill was?
She already knew how much it was.
Did you tell her how much it was?
No.
How much was the phone bill?
Both totaling is $175.
And those were her calls?
Yes.
Can I see those, please? Now, what about her bedroom set?
It's gone too.
What did you do with it?
I gave it to Goodwill.
Did you get a receipt?
Nope. Didn't want it.
Hmm?
Didn't want it.
They didn't want what?
I didn't want the receipt.
These were your phones to Pendleton, California and Vista, California?
Pendleton and Vista, true enough, yeah.
Are your phone bills? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. But when I left a message on her phone about a phone bill that I got. I said, well, when I get the money, I will give you, the amount for your phone bill. She never got back to me about the phone bill at all.
Did you leave her a telephone number where you could be reached? You were staying
On
at a
her
friend's
answer
house.
machine, yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm. And she also has caller ID where it comes up on her answer machine. That's how she didn't answer my calls.
All right. What about her clothes?
It was barely anything there.
What was there?
She had maybe a couple old outfits that she didn't wear, and her bedroom set, her VCRs.
Your Honor, can I say something? I cleaned the room up, and I know what was in the room.
I was also there.
Okay, let me hear.
I hate to disrespect, the court and everything, but I'm going to tell you the truth, what was in that room. She had molded bread and paper. I cleaned it out, and she had a couple of rags she had left. It wasn't no VCR in that room. The bedroom set was there, and she did give it to Goodwill. I cleaned the room out when I come from Texas on December 15th. I cleaned the room out on the 20th.
Well, she left there November 17th.
But the stuff was still in the room when I got to San Diego.
That means the defendant is some lousy housekeeper.
Well, she had a lock on the door. My brother-in-law had to kick the door in to get in the room. The room was locked.
When you got there, the room was locked?
The room was locked.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's a lie because Pamela told us she had an inspection, and that's the reason she broke into the house, into the bedroom, and that was way before Miss Faye supposedly had came down. When I called her,
when?
In December, I called Pam and asked Pam if she indeed had the things. I said, because you and Deidre were friends, you are friends, and you do need to settle this. She said, I don't have it. I said, where is it? She said, my mother threw the away. That's what she told me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deidre Green says former friend Pam Richmond threw away her belongings.
Okay, do you have a bill for your bedroom set?
I don't have a bill, but I have a written receipt for it.
Okay, let me see it. When did you purchase it?
My sister actually purchased it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you when she purchased it.
Why, did she give it to you?
No, I had to buy it from her.
How much did you pay for it?
$175 or something.
All right. The original price was $479, so I will accept that. All right? And what about the VCR? How much did you pay for that?
They were 36 something.
The VCR?
Mm-hmm.
$36? Mm-hmm. I want to go shopping with her. $36, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Your Honor, she have other receipts for her clothing. She has those right there.
Well, how do I know what clothing she took and what clothing she didn't take? I have to do some sort of an estimate on what you would take. You were going to Texas for 2.5 weeks, and then you didn't come home initially. You didn't come home at all, but then you went directly to a friend's house, and you stayed at a friend's house, so you must have had enough clothing to last you. I can't believe that you only took one pair of shoes for your child if you were going away for 2.5 weeks.
Well, because we weren't supposed to be leaving that, we weren't supposed to be gone that long, but it took a little longer than we expected. We was only supposed to be gone for 3 days. That's why.
Did you call her, by the way, and tell her you're going to be gone longer?
She knew.
Don't tell me what she knew.
I called her husband. I talked to her husband. Yes, I did.
What did you tell him when you spoke to him?
I said, I'm not going to be able to leave until December 1st, around that time, because I didn't have the money to leave.
Did you have a conversation with your husband?
Yes, I did.
Did he tell you she wasn't going to be home until December 1st?
No, all he told me is that she called saying that I said a lot of stuff about her and my cousin being, and I haven't talked to nobody in Texas to say any of it.
What did you do with her diplomas, all the other papers that she had in the house? What did you do with all that stuff?
When we cleaned it, I did not see a diploma.
You cleaned out the papers?
I just put everything in a bag. And it was
Who
left.
asked you to do that?
Well, I helped my daughter. She asked me, would I help her clean out her room? And I told her yes. At the time when we bagged this stuff up, her mother called on the 20th. When I was cleaning out that room, she said we was on the way to get the stuff. I said, fine. We sit all the stuff in her dining room. And it sit there till the 28th of December.
You mean you had a conversation with her mother?
Yes,
and she said
I did.
She was coming over
yes,
to pick
I
up
did.
the stuff?
Yes, I did.
Yes?
With
Your
my
Honor,
phone
she's
bill,
telling
her tale. I called her and I asked her about it. She told me it was gone. And I said, what do you mean it's gone? She said, it's gone. And I said, okay, well, why would Pam throw her stuff away? She said, over a phone bill. I said, what is the phone bill? She said, call Pam and ask Pam when Pam get home. I don't
Your
know.
Honor, that's a lie. I didn't even know anything about a phone bill.
Okay.
Yes, she did.
All right. Listen, you have no right to get rid of all of her stuff without giving her what I believe to be proper notice. Grandma just came,
We didn't go
throw
through
in the
stuff.
stuff,
We just put it in the bag.
put it in
'cause
bags,
was stinking in the room.
and got rid of it. It's practically impossible to put a value on all of this stuff. But you say that you spent $175 on the bedroom set, $36 for the VCR, and I am going to give you $500 towards the clothing that you say that you left behind in the house. I don't know how you're going to replace your diploma, except that you call up the school where you got a diploma, say, I lost my diploma and I need it, right? There's a lot more to this story that I don't know. But you can't dispose of somebody else's property. Do you understand that?
Even if it's in my house?
Even if it's in your house. She was an
Can I
invite.
say something?
No. Now I'm speaking.
Whatever.
She was an invitee into your home. You invited her into your home. She was there for 4.5 months. So she lived there with your permission. You have an obligation to give her notice, not some communication to her mother and her second cousin and her sister. You have an obligation to send her written notice. I'm speaking. You can't just willy-nilly decide to bag her stuff and get rid of it. So judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $711. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She don't like how close we are. She got excluded. That's all it is. It's jealousy.
My daughter had 16 people staying in there because they was on the street. And when she had in the room, she didn't have no clothes.
If she wanted, she can have it.
Evidently, her and her family needed it more than me and my son did. So there you have it.
And now the next case.
All parties on Smith versus Olden. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Robin Smith says ex-fiancé, 20-year-old retail manager Jonathan Olden deposited bad checks into her account. Robin says she was left with a $4,000 debt.
Miss Smith, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were dating,
Correct.
and then you were dumb enough to put his name on your joint checking account.
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't read my last book, did you?
No, Your Honor.
Get a copy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And Mr. Olden deposited a series of checks into that account, a series of checks that he got from assorted sundry relatives, and the checks turned out to be bad.
Yes, Your Honor.
So far, we agreed on that, sir?
Yes.
But after you deposited the checks, you went and immediately withdrew money from the account, right?
Yes, we both did.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
Whether you both did or not, you deposited the bad checks into the account and spent all the money, right?
Right.
And then the bank came back against you as primary on the account and said, you owe us all this money because he took it out.
Correct.
And you want the money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not.
Why would you do such a foolish thing?
We were speaking about moving in together and living together, so I figured it was the logical thing to do.
Who are you?
Her father.
He promised to pay you back the money.
Correct. I have a letter from him to my father saying...
Can I see it, please?
You sure can.
You are Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Step up, sir. Mr. Smith, I assume, reading between the lines, that you made good the money to the bank.
Not completely, Your Honor.
Who did?
Robbins made half of the payment back to the bank now.
And you paid the other half?
Not yet.
Well, how much did you pay? Because what I read is that he promised to pay you back.
It's correct. He didn't pay me anything.
So according to this letter to Mr. Smith, you apologized for not keeping up with your payments. And you begged his forgiveness, said that you would begin to make your payments on April 15th, right?
Right.
So, give me a defense.
The reason why I didn't make the payments because, first of all, when I was working. It wasn't just myself using the money out of the account. She used money out of the account also, not just myself.
When did you decide that?
I mean, it wasn't to decide. That's what
Well, I'm
happened.
asking you, when did you decide that? Before or after you agreed to make the payments?
Before.
So then what did you agree to make the payments for?
For what I felt responsible for. I don't feel responsible for all the money.
Well, how much did you feel responsible for? Give me
Say
a
about,
figure.
About half of it, about $2,000 of it.
Is that what you agreed to pay Mr. Smith back?
No,
How much did you agree to pay him back?
all of it.
So when I said to you, when did you decide on this recent defense that she spent half the money, that was recent that you came up with that defense, right?
Right.
So give me a better defense.
There's no better defense because we both spent the money. I feel like I'm responsible for it because the checks came from the money and the checks came from my family.
Let me ask you this question, sir. It's not a very difficult case, but I just want you to see the absurdity of your defense. What did she buy?
She bought clothes.
Clothes?
Just as well as I did. I bought clothes too.
Just a minute. She bought clothes.
Right?
Did she buy clothes because you said we've got some extra money in the bank, we can go buy clothes?
Yeah.
Right. You think she would have bought those clothes anyway?
If there was no money?
Yeah.
No.
Of course not. So she would not have put herself into debt to buy those clothes, right?
Of course not.
You said we got some extra money, let's go shopping, right?
Right.
What was the total amount of money that he deposited in the account that he withdrew?
$4,586.
And how many payments did he make to your father?
He made 2 payments in cash to me at my place of employment at the bank of $200 each on November and December 1st.
So $41.86 is what the balance is that right?
Correct.
Why didn't you make the payments in April? Anything, $25, $50, $100.
Because my engine on my car went, I had no money. I was working, all money was going straight to that.
To your car?
Yeah. To get it was like $2,500 to get my car fixed.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents.
You live with your parents, so you have no expenses, and you have a car. So are you telling me you couldn't take $100 a month and send it to her?
Now when all my checks were going to trying to get $2,500 to get my motor fixed on my car, no, I couldn't.
Well, how are you getting to work, sir, when you didn't have a car?
My parents or a friend of mine.
That's
somewhere.
good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,186. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buddies are excused. You may step out.
Pharmaceutical salesperson Barbara Loving is suing her ex-boyfriend, 46-year-old software support technician Michael Allen, for the payoff on a car.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 490 on the calendar in the matter of Loving versus Allen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Don't you watch my courtroom often?
Always.
If you watched it always, you would learn you never co-sign a loan for a car
One
for
of
anybody.
2 major bad decisions I totally admit to.
Okay. Ms. Loving, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Allen were dating for a while, and he was looking around for a new car, and you agreed to co-sign a loan for him because he couldn't get the car on his own. So far, is that correct?
Actually, Your Honor, we were living together at the time.
Second mistake.
She said there were 2 mistakes. Mr. Allen, is it correct that you needed a car and she agreed to co-sign for a loan on a car for you?
Yes.
And the relationship didn't work out, you broke up. According to you, Mr. Allen said he was not going to pay for the car anymore. Is that right?
Correct. He basically dumped it on me.
Okay. What I didn't quite get from the papers is, who has the car?
The car has been sold.
Under what circumstances was the car sold? Was it repossessed?
No. Thank goodness, because I decided to preserve my credit rating. Mike doesn't care much about his. But I sold it so that I could pay off the balance of the car, and in the process suffered a loss of $5,070.
All right. When did you purchase this car, sir?
In February of last year.
And were you still living together in February?
Yes, we were.
Until when did you live together?
So late August, early September of last year.
September 12th.
You can always rely on the gal to remember the date. 9/12. Emblazoned in your memory.
I will never forget that day.
Okay. And when you left, sir, did you take the car?
No, I did not.
You left it there.
I did. In fact, she requested on the 11th that I leave the car there. She was going to take it to the dealer, and basically, as far as she was aware, I was going to be without a vehicle.
I don't care about whether you say she knew you were going to be without a vehicle and she was being cruel and mean. You left the car there on September 12th.
That's
when you
correct.
left. Did you ever drive the car again?
I did not.
Is that correct?
Your Honor, he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car. He is a total deadbeat, among other things,
If you
besides
wanna
his car.
insult
No, just a second. Don't speak to her. When
And
you
I'll
say-
tell you that I was more than generous when this breakup occurred because I offered him several options with this car and he denied all of them. Number one option, when we broke up in September, I felt compassionate toward him because his place was rented at the time until the following June. I told Mike he could stay in my home rent-free until the following June so that he
And that
would
was
have...
a real comfortable situation.
Just 1 second.
So that he would have the time to save up a little bit of extra money. I also told him when he left, I would supply him with a sofa and a bed and numerous other things. I also let him drive this car around while he was looking for another car to purchase because he in no way was going to assume responsibility for this car.
Well, how did you know that? Now, that's
because
that's
he told
an issue.
me. He
Well,
said, I am no longer going to pay.
When did he tell you that he was no longer going to pay for the car?
September 2nd. September 1st, we had a discussion of why the relationship wasn't working out. I told him, I said, Mike, I've seen a lot of things since you moved in January. Number one, you
Don't
have...
tell me- don't tell me what they were.
But anyhow, I told him all the reasons why, and I thought we could work it out. The next day, he came to me and said that he was no longer going to pay for this car. I said, well, what does that mean? And he says, I'm not going to make any more payments. I can't afford it. The following day,
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Does that sound familiar, sir?
Almost.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, the following day, my son visited, and he and Mike and I had a conversation, and my son asked Mike to step to the plate and be a man, which I guess he's incapable of.
Don't editorialize.
Okay, but he asked him to step to the plate and assume responsibility for this vehicle. The only reason why I co-signed was because Mike had a terrible credit rating, and I was going to save him money on his finance charge, and that was the reason I co-signed for him. I'm a generous person by nature, and I learned my lesson.
That's editorializing. All right, you did it.
My son tried to shame Mike into taking responsibility. Mike's only defense at that time was to say, I know this is my responsibility, but I can't afford it. And that was his defense. I can't afford it.
That's not quite accurate, Your Honor.
Well, let me hear, sir. I see what you wrote in your answer. So let's see what your testimony is.
Okay. In actuality, to look at this, and she mentioned the verbal agreement, you have to, Your Honor, look at that agreement in its totality and apply all of the terms and not just some of the terms of the agreement.
Well, tell me.
That agreement did include, you know, because of the fact when I moved in with her, we both had mortgages. So, you know, there was money going out. We decided it was going to rent my place so that, you know, things could be easily afforded, we could have expenses covered, and so on. At the time that she suggested that I look at getting a better car than what I was looking at and made this offer, I told her very clearly, as soon as the offer was made, that there was only one way that I could afford the payments like this, and that is assuming that the relationship continues and the financial agreements that we have for the duration of that loan. And I laughingly at the time said, you know, that means that you're kind of stuck with me for a long time. Her response to that, Your Honor, was that I know that and I have no problem with that. And we went forward from there. That response was the key to this agreement ever taking place.
Okay, now I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Allen. If I understand you correctly, what you're saying is you were lulled into buying a more expensive car with a more expensive monthly payment. And the condition of that was that you would be a couple together because the only way that you could afford this more expensive car is if you were living in the kind of relationship you were living in now and sharing expenses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. But then, according to Miss Loving offered you a proposition. And the proposition was that she would pay off the car, put it on her credit card, and you would have a minimal monthly payment to make to her, not to the finance company, because that would ruin her credit in case there was a problem, until the car was paid off. Did you, in fact, make that offer?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was Mr. Allen's response?
He said absolutely not.
Okay. Now, that's what I have a problem with, Mr. Allen.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Loving says ex-boyfriend Michael Allen owes for the payoff on a car. Michael says she breached the contract by breaking up with him.
Tell me, did she offer to put the entire car note on her credit card?
No, she did not.
You just told me that you
No,
did.
there was a misunderstanding. I wanted to sell the car. The loss on the car was $5,000. I was going to put the $5,000 on a credit card and have him be responsible for paying.
Oh, that I can understand them not wanting to do.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that I can understand. I thought if you
but-
put the whole thing on your credit card, then if he was paying $200 a month, driving the car.
Your Honor, Mike.
Had that been the case, Your Honor, no problem.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Why didn't you suggest that?
That was not an option
No.
that
Why
was
didn't
put
you?
out because
No,
she,
may not have said it. Why didn't you say it to her? Say, look, I don't have the cash right now. I can't afford a $400 a month note. If you want to put it on your credit card, I will sign a contract with you right now that I will be responsible to pay you $200 a month until this entire loan is paid off.
The reason that that wasn't examined, Your Honor, was because of her reaction when I first approached her with the idea that given the breakup that she was initiating, I was not going to be able to, as we originally discussed, I was not going to be able to continue to afford the car. Her response to that was pretty much restricting any other options.
All right.
Basically,
Mr. Allen,
she was telling me,
all right,
get a second job.
All right, Mr. Allen, let's talk about being realistic and fair. What's supposed to happen in a courtroom is supposed to be a fair and just result. You drove this car for approximately 7 months. It was your vehicle, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You paid the car note on the car, I assume, for that entire 7-month period. Is that right?
That is correct, as well as the down payment and the trade
That's
that I
incorrect.
lost. And
Just a second. Did you put
Plus-
any money towards the down payment?
No, I didn't, but there was $7,000 in the cost of the car, which was the cost to pay off his old car. He made 5 payments. I made 3 payments before I sold the car. He did not make all of the payments.
I made
had to
all of
make
the
3
payments
while I
through
was selling
August,
it.
Your Honor.
And he's lying to
When
you.
Well, just a
your
second. If you made
relationship
all the
ended.
payments through August, you didn't make September's payment.
That's correct.
And I don't know when the car was finally brought back to the dealership, but you certainly didn't make those payments. And she did.
That's correct.
Okay. What kind of car was this that you bought?
It was a Toyota RAV4.
And how much was the total purchase price?
I believe it was $23,000. I have the...
I have all the paperwork and the signatures if you want them, Your Honor.
Can I see them, please? And I also want to see the payout from the bank.
Okay.
Mr. Allen, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I am a software support technician.
This.
Did you move back to your home?
I did not. It's still rented. They have a lease until June.
He moved in with an old girlfriend.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I know.
He's got to move someplace.
She doesn't know Your
He
Honor.
thinks I'm
That's
stupid,
not-
but I'm not.
What difference does it make
Okay.
where he moved? You didn't want him with you.
You know, Your Honor.
You didn't want him with you.
That's right.
Who cares
Thank
where he
God.
moved? All right.
Your Honor, Mike lied to you, though. There was never, I mean, Mike goes through cars faster than a Vegas slot machine goes through dollars. I offered to help him with this car only to save him interest money. There was never, ever an agreement on my part, maybe in his mind, that we would stay together forever. But what fool guarantees they're going to stay in love forever? I certainly would never say that, ever.
Mr. Allen, have you been married before?
I have.
How many times?
Once.
Have you been married?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
So between the two of you, you had 3 failed marriages.
Yes. Your Honor, at the time the offer was made, I was initially very hesitant.
Mr. Allen, if you hesitated about obligating yourself to buy this car, you should have thought twice and not bought it.
That was the reason, Your Honor, why I stipulated that the only way I could do
Mr.
it
Allen,
is with the
you're not,
relationship
let me tell you
going.
something. If you were 18 years old, standing where you are, and she was a 35-year-old woman, I could understand that. You are a grown man. You are a homeowner. You are an intelligent man. So if what you're telling me is she coerced you into obligating yourself into buying a more expensive car, That's a pretty babyish thing to say.
She did not coerce me, Your Honor.
Well, that's what you're saying to me. You're
No,
saying
I'm
she...
saying that she made a verbal agreement with me.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. That's what you construe it as. She didn't make a verbal agreement with you to stay with you forever, and that's why you bought the Toyota RAV4. Give me a break. You still working, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you file tax returns yet this year?
Yes, I have.
And how much did you earn last year on your tax returns?
It was $35,000.
And you support no one but yourself.
That's correct.
What were your monthly car payments?
Right now,
No, what were they?
prior to the Toyota,
For the Toyota RAV4, what were they?
$435.
And how much do you receive as rent in the house that's currently rented?
$600.
$650.
$650, excuse me.
Women know everything. $650. And what's the mortgage payment?
It's $812.
So you're losing money on the rental.
That's correct.
How come?
That's part, Your Honor, of the agreements that we had.
Do you know the people that you rented to?
I do.
Okay. Who are they?
They are people that work at the same place that I do.
Okay. You planning on moving back into your house?
Probably after the end of the lease.
Okay. And where are you living now, sir?
I am living in a rented house.
Are you the lessee on the house?
I am.
How much rent do you pay?
I am paying...
No, look at me. Careful, because I check. I want to tell you, Mr. Allen, be careful, because I check. How much rent are you paying?
I am paying $350 a month.
How many other people live in the house?
2.
What's the total rent on the house?
Actually, I'll back up, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The house is paid for, is a mortgage. I pay $350 to the person that owns the house.
So you pay $350 a month, maybe.
Plus you bought another car.
Now you purchased another car, I assume.
Yes.
What kind of car did you purchase?
I have a Chevy Beretta, 89.
And how much did you pay for that, sir?
I believe was like $2,800. I'm doing that in payments.
And what are the amount of your payments?
$145.
So you're paying approximately, according to you, $300 less for this car that you're driving than for the RAV4.
That's correct.
Were you sharing expenses in the house with Miss Loving?
Yes.
And how much were you giving her each month?
What we agreed on was $250.
She says no.
Your Honor, January through June, he paid 0 while he was renting his place. He paid me 2, possibly 3 payments of $225. And to be honest with you, my grocery bills went up at least that much.
You're telling me that you gave her $250 a month towards the running of her home.
That's correct.
What did you do with all your money?
I do have other bills, Your Honor.
Like what?
I have from a vacation that I paid for completely in Colorado for a week.
Yes.
For us.
Yes.
That's on a credit card.
Okay.
There are about $1,300 that went on a credit card on when I was paying for all of the shipboard expenses on a cruise that we took.
Talk to me about vacations. I hear a lot about vacations.
I'd like to respond to that, too.
I want to know what you're doing with all your money, sir. You take care of yourself. If you tell me that you earn $35,000 a year in computers, you ain't doing something right because everybody's earning a lot more in computers. Let's say you earn $35,000 a year after taxes. What are you doing with all your money?
That's before taxes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Is that what you reported to the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever do any freelance work?
I do not.
Never did any of that freelance work while you were with Miss Loving?
I did not.
Why not?
I do software support for very specific software. I don't have any kind of a degree in computer technology.
Neither does Bill Gates.
May I?
Go ahead.
The reason why he gets a low value on his rent is because it's a trailer, and that's about the maximum you could expect for renting a trailer. The day he was moving out, this man, who doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together, wanted to buy one of my digital cameras from me for $500. I couldn't believe it. It just told me how irresponsible he is.
Mr. Allen, the operative word here, sir, is responsibility. You're a grown man. Clearly, between the two of you, you know the pitfalls of marriage, and you know that sometimes relationships last and sometimes they don't. You wanted the best possible car that you could get. This lady, guaranteed, did not twist your arm, nor did she enter into what I would consider anywhere near a binding verbal agreement to stay together with you, at least until your car was paid off. I mean, that's what you're expecting me to believe, that she entered into a binding agreement to remain with you and you with her until the car was paid off. And if she did not do that, ergo, you are not responsible for the car. Now, she's out a substantial amount of money. She is suing you for $2,500. The amount that she's out far exceeds that. That was the maximum allowed in the jurisdiction from whence you came. Correct. So I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Yes.
Parties are excused. You may step out.